So in this demo, we're gonna try to analyze MSN Messenger with Oli Debug. So I'll first open Windows Live Messenger in Oli Debug, and let's step into the file. So we see Windows Live Messenger open. Notice that we have to do, it's a dynamic analysis, and we have to do it in our VM again. And let's try examining things that we learned from the behavior analysis. So for example, let's try searching all text strings to see if there's anything suspicious. So indeed, you will find the URL that was used to that MSN Messenger tried to access. And this is interesting. This is actually very interesting, because you would find the parameters that the MSN setting.data contains. And what I think would be fun as an exercise is to actually verify what those parameters do. In order to do so, what I'll minimize this, and I'll use a memory map. A memory map is, and right click, and I'll do a binary search for the word hello. So I'm trying to find the word hello, so I typed in hello in the binary string search, and let's press OK together. So we have the first instance, but the first instance says hello object type. It might be linked to what I'm looking for, I'm not sure, but since it's an object type, I prefer trying to first identify if there is any strings. So let's go back to the memory, and let's do Ctrl-L, which is finding the next instance. And indeed, this time we did find a string hello. So let's highlight it, right click on it, and create a breakpoint when the memory is accessed. Now back to the code, and let's see. If I try going into the code, nothing happens, and that's basically because we're not interacting with MSN Messenger. What happens if we try interacting with MSN Messenger? So I'll write our usual email, SO, and immediately we get some breakpoint. So it seems like we reached what the ASCII, so cancel. We reached the ASCII hello, and you can see indeed that's true, because you can see it in one of the registers. It's EDI, and it has the ASCII hello. So I wonder what happens if we continue typing. So let's move step through the code, back to MSN, type again, and then step into the code, back to MSN, type again. And if you compare what's happening in the registers and what's happening with my typing, you'd find that whatever I'm typing is being registered in ESI, and the ASCII hello is still in EDI. And the code here is a loop which seems to have a sequence of comparing, and if it's not 0, you go to a certain address. If it's equal, then you go to another address, compare, do the same thing. So it seems like it's comparing character by character of what I input. So I wonder if what happens if we actually enter the word hello instead of SOM. So let's try entering the word hello. So I typed in most of the word hello, and as you see, we're not there yet, but let's see together what happens when I type. And it seems like some pop-up appeared in typing hello, and it seems to be acting as a password for certain options, which makes me think that it is a password to an interface that the malware coder needs to set some parameters. So looking at some of the parameters, I think what I found interesting is in other, you see that the malware actually, or the malware coder actually is trying to send password to a certain email, and he can specify the specific SMTP host and the email address. So we finally figured out what hello actually implies in MSN Messenger, what the data file does. And this concludes our demos. Thank you for watching.